KMOT-TV Channel 10, Minot.
Welcome back to state tournament basketball action, everybody. I'm Al Shirley with the director of one of the most fantastic performing groups in the whole state, maybe in the whole country, Steve Carver of the Minot Gym Dandies. And this is a gymnastics team that does all kinds of things, exercises and stuff. And Steve, it's nice to have you here again with us.
Well, thank you very much for the compliment, and we enjoy being here.
All right, let's pick it up and see what they're doing right now. What part of the act are they in right now, Steve?
Well, they're in their warm-up passes. They're just trying to get their steps down a little bit. Crowd sounds like they're really into it.
Well, the song they're playing, The Jump by Van Halen, is a very popular song. And you told me they made you change the music, right?
Yeah, that's right. The girls picked that song out, and they brought it down and said, hey, Mr. Carver, let's listen to this. And it just sounded really good. And we've used it at 2 shows now, and it goes over pretty good. So.
This is it's starting to get a little hairy right here. Everybody loves this stuff when they're jumping over these mini tramps.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. You know, they have that sense of freedom up there in the air, and as we get along here, they'll seem to get a little bit higher, a little bit harder with what they're doing. And
back on the mats again.
Yeah, this is our tumbling. This is what we call our optional tumbling. They're coming down and just kind of building up on the skills that they're doing. And it'll get a little bit harder. These are some of our little ones.
They're how old again?
Those are 9- and 10-year-olds. We have girls all the way from 7 years old up to 18 out here with us tonight. That's called an Arabian somersault.
A couple of those 18-year-olds or 17-year-olds, we should mention Renee Newman and company from the Minot High School gymnastics team that for the first time ever won the state championship this year in gymnastics.
Yeah, they had a very good year, and we're really pleased with their efforts. This is an extra special show for us tonight because Don Bartle and Renee Newman are the 2 seniors on our Gym Dandies here, and we've loved them for the last 6 years. They've been real instrumental in developing the attitude of our group, and everybody wants to hit this one for them. And
well, the program has been in existence here in Minot, the Gym Dandies, for 6 years now, and all of the girls on that state championship team came from the Gym Dandies.
Right, that's correct. We have a program down there that runs with 4-year-olds all the way up through adults. And the girls are selected and put into certain groups. And these girls work pretty hard at this. Some of them come to the gym about 6 hours a week. And then Renee Newman and Don Bartle and the gymnasts of that caliber come down to the gym 15 to 20 hours a week.
Here's a very popular maneuver of theirs, Steve.
This is our little people mini here. These young ones, they have a hard time standing around doing nothing, so we have to give them something to do. And it's a good experience for them, Al. They're going to grow up and be the girls that are going over the larger mini tramp acts, and they learn what it's like, and they have fun because it's their act. And you know, a lot of times the older girls seem to have all the highlights, but they really like this one. That's a long way for these little ones.
Here we get the oohs and the ahs.
Steps have to be pretty close. They run through it a couple times, get their steps marked out. Okay, this is the older girls. We're going to turn them loose. Those are handsprings. Have some front flips. I make it a little bit progressively harder here.
Gets me right here.
Yeah, we have to have our steps down on this one. There's Jody Thompson and a Julie Business. She's the uneven bar champion. They're going to go a little higher. This is fun. Competitive gymnastics is a lot of real intense work, and here the girls can kind of come out here and just really let her loose. Mistakes aren't that important in this type of an atmosphere, and they have a little fun. And
some tumbling exercise.
Right. These are what we call our partner skills. Just, kind of show people that these girls can have fun, but doing some, you know, really little things. And this is Lori Leonard, walking on the hands, balancing. Lori has a record in our gym. She can turn around on her hands 27 times. Okay, here we have what we call our number tumblers. Again, this is for our younger girls. These are our first-year girls. They spend a lot of time working on this skill.
There's no doubt the crowd's really getting into this, Steve. They're counting out the maneuvers here.
Yeah, that's really exciting. That's little Dawn Pearson from Donnybrook. You've heard that story before.
Right, but tell it again.
She travels 45 miles one way, 3 days a week. Her father figured out that they'll travel over 12,000 miles a year just for her to do her gymnastics. And that's just for practices, not including the shows and everything.
That's incredible. And that's dedication.
It certainly is. And Dawn is one of the hardest working girls we have in the gym, because she knows that the time that she has in the gym has to be spent real well. And it's just fun to watch that.
Now, just coming to the finale here, are we going to build up to your final part of your act here?
Yeah, we're starting to get into the end of the show here. This is some optional tumbling. There's Dawn Bartle. She's one of the seniors. There we have Jody Thompson. This little Terry Lynn Zimmelman. Then there's little Carrie Slager. She's one of our 7-year-olds. She's a lot of fun. We never know how many she's going to do. I asked her one night how many she did. She doesn't know. She doesn't count. She just doesn't.
Most people wouldn't dare to count anyway.
Julie Winsey with some handspring fronts. Here's Julie Visna again. Full twisting back. And here's our other senior, Renee Newman. And then Mary Sand. She's quite a tumbler. Then we're coming up here to our finale of our mini tramp act. We tried to work on this, get a little closer. Can get pretty close. Now we're going to send them over at the same time. And we have them flipping at the same time.
People love this one.
Well, we hope they enjoyed it. We enjoyed being here, and and that's their reward. These little children love that. For Renee and Dawn, we hope that, you know, wish them all the luck in their future lives and everything. And
standing ovation once again, Steve. Every time I'm here, you get a standing ovation.
Wow, that's great. Well, we hope they enjoyed it.
Okay, I just want to say hi to Lori Lennox's grandmother. She called me up the other day and said that we do a great job when we do this, and I appreciate somebody that appreciates us, Steve. Steve Carver, thank you so much for joining us again here at our tournament broadcast. You've been here a couple other times, and we look forward to coming back in a couple of years here to Minot and having you back on the tube. Maybe we can get you down to Fargo even.
All right, there we go. Thank you very much.
22-17 is our halftime score. Century over. Move.